Now the first note you want to play is the G string on the 5th fret, and you bend that up and you give a slight bit of vibrato at the top, so you go. Okay. Now then what you do is you bar the 3rd fret of the E string, the high E string, and the B string. Okay, so, and then you play the E and then the B. Try that, okay. Now then bring your little finger over to the 6th fret of the B string, so you play. Okay. Now you bring your third finger to the 5th fret of the G string, and you bend it slightly. You bend it up just a semitone, and you release again, just like that. Okay. Now on to the 3rd of the G string and the 5th of the D string. So what you have so far is okay. Now the next note, you bring your middle finger over to the 5th fret of the A string. Okay. Now you change position and you move your 3rd finger to the 3rd fret of the D string, and then you slide up to the 5th fret of the D string, just like that. Okay. Now play your first finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, so you're playing just like that. Now bring your 3rd finger to the 7th fret of the A string, and then your first finger to the 3rd fret of the A string. So you have, okay. Now the next part, you actually move down, change your position, and move down to the 1st fret of the A string. So what you have here is, now you bring your 3rd finger to the 3rd fret of the E string. Okay. Okay, so from the start what we have is okay. Now the next bit, what you do is you bar the 3rd fret of the G string and the B string together, and you give it a slight bend, just like that, and you release. Okay. And then bring your 3rd finger across to the 5th fret of the D string, and you play that note twice. So you play. Okay. And then you play. You leave your first finger in the same position as it was, and you play those 2 strings again. You play the G and the B string, just like that, and you give it a slight bend again. Now the next section of this solo is where he slides up. He slides up the board. So you get your 3rd finger and you place it on the 5th fret of the G string, and you slide up to the 7th fret of the G string. Okay, so that. And now you bring your middle finger to the 6th fret of the B string. So you're getting. Okay, you play that note twice then. Okay, so you're playing. Now you do exactly the same thing as that, except you move up 2 frets to the 9th and the 8th. Okay, so you got. Okay. Now you play the G and then the B string, one note at a time. Okay. Now you bring your 3rd finger, and using your supporting 2 fingers, bend on the 10th fret, bend up on the 10th fret, and you bend. Okay, and then you bring your pinky finger onto the 10th fret of the E string, so you're bending, and then you bend the 10th fret of the B string again, and you release. Okay, so you're going. Now what you do there is you play the 8th fret of the B string. Okay, so for the second section, what we have so far is. Okay. Now what you do is you move to the 11th fret of the B string, and you bend up, and then release it again. Okay, and you pick that released note. Okay, then you go down to the 8th fret of the B string and play it with your first finger, and move your second finger onto the 9th fret of the G string. Okay, and then play the 8th fret of the B string again. So you're playing. Okay. Now what you do here is you slide up, you slide up the board to the 15th fret, okay? And you hold that note, okay? Now I'm not going to be strict as to where you slide up from. It's up to you if you want to slide from the 12th fret, or if you want to slide from lower down. It's up to you. But anyway, you sustain that note, so you play and give it a bit of vibrato. Okay, so you sustain that, and then what you do is you bar the 15th fret of the E string and the B string. And then you play the 18th fret of the B string. And then you bring your third finger onto the 17th fret of the G string, and you bend up and release. Now the 15th of the G string and the 17th of the D string. Okay, so you got now what you do there is you bring your third finger onto the 17th fret of the G string and the B string, and you let off to the playing with your first finger on the 15th fret of the G string. Okay, so you got you play the 17th fret of the G, and you bend up, and you bring your pinky onto the 18th fret of the B. Okay, just like that. Okay, so you got that's the 17th of the G. Okay, 15th of the G, 17th of the D. Now bar them two again with your third finger. Okay, that's the G string and the B string on the 17th fret. Okay, 15th of the G, and that's the 15th of the G. That's the 15th. Sorry, the 17th of the D, back up to the 15th of the G. Now the next bit you do is this bend up here, and you go to the 18th fret of the E string, bend up, then bend up again on the 17th of the D, of the E, sorry. So you play, and then you pull off there to the 15th of the E string. Then you play the 18th of the E again. Now I play with my third finger. Probably should play with your little finger, but it's no harm to play with your third finger. Now that note is the 17th fret of the B string. Now you move to the 18th of the B string. Now you're playing the 15th fret of the E string. You're playing that twice, while you're bending up the 18th fret of the B string. Now you release there just as you play off, let off. Okay, on the 15th of the B. Okay, now you bend up and release the 17th fret of the G string, and play the 15th of the B string again. Now what you do, the next thing, the last part, is you bring your third finger to the the 15th fret of the B, and you slide up the 17th fret of the B. Okay. Now you bring your first finger to the 15th fret of the E string, the high E string, the first string. Then you play the second string again, first string, and then the last thing you do is you bend up and release the 17th fret of the high E string, and you pull off onto the 15th fret.